Welcome back to LJ's Comic Burrow. My name is Jay. I'm the host for the show, and holy flippin' shit! Finally, after several weeks of being able to not be able to do this, I can finally say Happy New Comic Book Day on Happy New Comic Book Day. I'm pretty happy and pretty excited to be able to do this and bring this show to you on the correct day that I try to aim to do this all the time. And actually, the only reason I'm able to do this is because my wife right now, even though she's working and this is her huge busy season, she is still helping me out, which is phenomenal, and I'm so lucky to be able to be with such an amazing woman for all these years. So thanks to her, this is actually happening. But let's get into a little bit here introduction. If you like what you're watching, if you like what you're seeing, if you like the words coming out of this mouth or some of the comic books that I'm showing off, please please subscribe, and most importantly, please leave a comment, because I would love to be able to hear what you guys thought of my books, what you guys thought of the covers, what you guys are collecting these days. Please, this is the best part about doing these shows, and know what you guys are interested in. This way we'll be able to possibly have a show off on some of these comics. I know that I've had actually some YouTubers respond to comics and comic shows that I've done, which is pretty flippin' cool. All right. And the other most important part of this show is, if you have any questions or any concerns about any rescues or adoptions that you guys are doing, most importantly to my family, please reach out. If I can't help you, if I can't be able to answer any of your questions, hopefully I'll be able to direct you in the right way to be able to help you find any kind of answers that you are looking for. This way you're well knowledgeable about the animal that you are bringing home. So, all that being said, let's get right into the best part of this show, which is showing off the comic books, all right? So, some of these, I'm not going to lie to you, are from Whatnot. All right? They're not from the wild. And other are from my local comic book store, York's Comics Connection, down here in York, Pennsylvania. They have helped me get some amazing books, and they've let me take my time to be able to do so and pay some off, including the book I'm going to be showing you very shortly. So, let's start off with a really cool book that I was able to add to my collection. All right, I'm super excited to finally be able to do this. When my local comic book store got a collection of Batman in recently, I found out a little bit too late. Not late enough that I wasn't able to get some great books that I have set aside sitting in my box that I'll be paying off here shortly, but late enough not to get this amazing key and to be able to add it to my collection. So, why wait any longer? This is a Kelly Jones cover. This is a Jim Aparo interior. This is Batman 497. The reason being, the key is Batman gets his bat broken by Bane. Awesome book, awesome cover. As you can tell, the spine looks great. There's no cover breaks, no bends, no muss, no fuss. This is everything that you would be wanting and looking for in a comic book, other than it's not a newsstand. But, I mean, come on. That, I think, would have taken away from the artwork itself. So, this is Batman 497, and I was actually really happy to be able to add this to my collection. That's pretty cool. All right. The next cover, I should say the next book that I have here to show you, I actually had sitting in my box for quite some time, and Comics Connection worked with me for everything that I got, because I've had actually at least 10-15 books at a time, and now I think I have over 20, because I've got a lot of cool Batman books to be able to show you in the next coming weeks. So, I had this book in my collection. I couldn't believe that somebody turned it in, but I guess they wanted the money more than they wanted the book. I understand. There's several books that I'll probably be getting rid of here shortly. Not because I don't like them, it's because I don't want them. Just no reason to add to my collection anymore. Sometimes your collection gets way too big, and then all of a sudden you need space. So you get rid of the ones you kind of don't really want anymore. This book I was really happy to be able to add. I was glad somebody thought the way I do at times, and they need to get rid of stuff. This is one of those I wanted to add to my collection. This is an homage to The Dark Knight. This is Mr. Todd McFarlane. The major key is because of the homage. This is Spawn 224. Beautiful work. And if I was to get this graded, this looks to be about a 9.4, 9.6. Hell, even with a nice press, probably that 9.8 that I'd be looking for. So, this is an awesome book. And I know a lot of people are going to say this was just because I don't like Frank Miller. Okay, I don't like Frank Miller, but it's not the reason why I'm going to say this. Spawn looks a lot better than the Batman did. I mean, Batman looked like he was breaking out of his skin. Spawn just looks hulked up and ready to go and kick somebody's ass. Batman looked like he was on a shitload of motherfucking drugs, ready to go and fight Tyson, 12 rounds. I mean, it just did not look like Batman at all. Personally, this is the cover that I would go for 99% of the time. So, like I said, this is Spawn 224. All right. The next issue I'm about to show you, I'm really happy. I had several times I had a chance to be able to get this book and bring it home to my collection. But every time I did, I kept thinking I just didn't feel like spending the money to be able to get it. And that's sometimes what happens when you're looking at books. You can get two of these other books, or you can get this one book. And that's what ended up happening. So, I've been adding, and as you guys have noticed, I've been adding to my Thanos collection. I've been trying to do the whole storyline of that gauntlet, and I'm pretty close. There's a few Avengers books and stuff like that, and there's a couple other smaller books that I need to add, but I've gotten pretty much all the larger books except, well, there's that one large book. And Iron Man, you're going to elude me for a little bit, okay? Until I sell that kidney. Alright? You're going to elude me. But, to be able to add this to my collection, I was pretty ecstatic. This is Jim Starlin Everything. This is Marvel 2-in-1. Annual number 2. The Death of Thanos. Yes. This is an awesome cover. Awesome key, done by one of the most amazing artists / writers / creators that Marvel ever had in its family. I absolutely love this artwork. I'm so happy to bring it home to me. This is not one of those books, though, that I probably get graded, because I think right about there, looks like a crush in the cover. But other than that, it is a really nice presentation cover. So I'm super happy to be able to bring this home. All right, this is the last book that belongs to me. And when I was seeing what people were buying 9.6s for and 9.4s for, which was well over $100, close to $200, and if you can get that 9.8, dear God, that's well over too. I was confused. It's a reprint, but it's the very first reprint that I think that's ever been done about this story. So people hold this book on high regards. So when I had a chance to get it for $10, I did. And when I look at it, I'm glad. And I think about getting it graded, I will. This is Marvel Tales, issue 137. Steve Ditko, Stan Lee, newsstand. That's right. This is the Marvel Tales of Fantasy Amazing Fantasy 15. The first appearance of Spider-Man. I absolutely love this character. I absolutely love Steve Ditko's artwork, Stan Lee's writing. I mean, everything fell in line when this character was created. I mean, if you ever hear the story and the passion and everything that Stan Lee sits there and tells about Spider-Man, you can just tell he fell in love with that character just in thought. Thought alone, he was just so in for this character. I mean, I mean, when you read it, you can feel that passion. You can feel how much he loved this character, and how much he actually believed in this character in the end. This was his moneymaker. You want to shake our moneymaker? This is the moneymaker he was shaking. Them Fantastic Four, you bring it on. He shook the shit out of it. So when I was able to bring this back, and I saw this, and I saw how beautiful this what really was. Will I ever get it graded? Yes. And it's only because I will never own the official book. There's no way in hell I'll be able to own an Amazing Fantasy 15. I've only got one kidney. It's not going to be enough, all right? I mean, maybe a femur. I'm going to have to donate a lot of body parts just to be able to enjoy this book. And will I really be able to enjoy this book if I'm only half there? Come on. So, to be able to own this, it's a great reprint. An awesome cover. And it is a Steve Ditko, Stan Lee special. So, all right. The last 3 books, I was pretty happy to be able to add to my collection. And, well, it's kind of like not my collection, it's my wife's collection. And the last book, I was blown away what kind of year it really was. So, let's start off with this one. All right. This is from the Golden Age. This is Looney Tunes and Merry Melodies, issue 153. Bugs Bunny on the cover, pulling probably one of his known pranks there on Elmer Fudd. Yeah, Elmer Fudd. I make sure I'm sitting there looking from the back, and it's like, wait a minute, is that? Yeah, with Elmer Fudd. This is an awesome, awesome cover. It really is in great shape. They sat here and they quoted me a 4.0 to 4.5, which would be actually not bad. If we can get this as a 4.0 to 4.5 on a Golden Age, and we really wanted to get it graded. Now, I don't know if my wife would do it, but if we really wanted it graded, this would actually be a pretty nice book to add to the collection, because it really does have a nice showing on that cover. Beautiful cover, and it's from 1950. Yeah, woo, yeah, 1954. So I mean, that's a pretty old, good-looking comic book. All right, next book here I have to show you is from 1950. It also is a Looney Tunes book. It is Looney Tunes 109. Unfortunately, the reason why I got it wasn't because it was from 1950. It was because it reminded me of the cartoon race between the turtle and Bugs Bunny when he ended up coming in last. I love that. I absolutely love that cartoon. So seeing this just brought back really great kid memories of watching that cartoon. But the lower staple is detached. Other than that, they say it would get up 2.5. Personally, I think there's a few other things wrong with it. I mean, there's a few bends in there. There's a few color breaks on the side here, if you're looking at it, and it's so shiny that it's really hard to see some of those flaws, but they're actually there. I was pretty happy to get this for like, I think $5-6. So a nice Golden Age book to be able to add for that cheap. Hey, you can't go wrong. So my wife did absolutely love that cover. It was definitely one of her favorites. Now the last book. So I just showed you 2 Golden Age books. So when I was sitting here and I was looking for this last book to be able to add to my CLZ app, I was actually having problems. I was looking up the name of the book that was on here. I was looking up Dell, because it is a Looney Tunes comic book, but I couldn't find it. And I actually had to look up the name of the book. Look up the book and look up the age and stuff like that on Google. I said, "Hey Google, what the hell do I have here in my hands?" And Google replied, "Well, Jay, you're looking for the wrong thing. The comic book is called 4-Color." I was like, "Wow, I've never heard of 4-Color before." Blew me away, because all I see is Dell here in the corner. So, this is Porky Pig, 4-Color, issue 241, 1949. And this is not golden. This is considered atomic. So let's show that little bad boy off. This is considered a 2.0, and you can tell there's definitely some issues and stuff like that with this cover. A lot of breaks. But the thing about grading, okay, it's all perspective. It all depends on what that person is thinking and feeling that day. It really is. No matter what. And a lot of people have complaints about that when they send those books off. That's why they don't like sending them off anymore. Because it's all the perspective of the person sitting there grading the book. And definitely, a golden book would be a different kind of grading than a Silver Age book, which is a different kind of grading than a bronze book. They let a little bit more slide when they're grading. So when somebody's telling me this is a 2.0, I'm almost wanting to puke on you and laugh, because I don't see this being a 2.0. There's a lot of bends, there's a lot of breaks, a lot of color there, but you really got to think about it. It is 1949. That is over 10 years before my mother was born. And I'm pretty old. Which makes this older than dirt. Alright? I actually touch the pages with some gloves, because that's usually how I hold and read comic books. Because I don't want the oils and everything, especially going on any kind of thing, and ruining the book itself. And I almost felt like it was going to fall apart on me, just touching the page and the covers. But I will tell you, the pages inside this book is actually pretty white. And I really thought it was going to be a lot of yellows, a lot of distorted colors, and it was really, really, really nice. So I was actually pretty happy, pretty excited with this book. Especially, I only paid like $15 for this book. So those are the books that I was able to show you. Those are the books I added to the collection this week. And like I said, I got 2 Goldens. I've never had a Golden before in my CLZ app. And an Atomic, that's pretty fucking cool. So, one more time, if you like what you're watching, you like what you're seeing, and if you like the comic books and everything I'm showing, and you like the things coming out of this mouth, please please subscribe. Please leave a comment. I'd love to be able to hear from you. I'd love to be able to talk to you about comic books. And or if you have any questions about animal rescues or any kind of, fuzz butts you want to take home or whatever, please, I'd love to be able to talk about that with you too. So, from my family to your family, I will see you all next week. I hope you enjoyed the show. Y'all have a great night.